Hello, my lovely Wolfpack, and welcome to the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I can't wait to get started. But before we do, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Join the pack today. Okay, guys, so before we get to today's news, we do have an update on yesterday's horrific shooting at FSU. I did tell you guys that I would give you an update in the next video, so here I be. Let's take a look. I got this article from Fox News, so hopefully this article can shed a little bit of light on the situation here. I'll just read the article from Fox News. FSU shooter identified used sheriff deputy mom's weapon in killing. Police identified the shooter as 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, a student at Florida State University. So he was a student at this university, it appears. Let's see, I'll read here. Two people were killed, so we have a bunch of corrections on yesterday's video. Like I told you guys in the last video, it was the details were a little murky because it was a little early to tell what was actually going on here. So only two people were killed and 6 others were injured in the shooting at Florida State University on Thursday in Tallahassee. Authorities say the shooting began around 11:50 a.m. During a press conference later that afternoon, authorities identified the suspected shooter as 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, a student at the school. Eichner was taken to an area hospital after being quote-unquote neutralized by authorities. So I have no idea. I don't know if this article says if he's alive or not, or if he's just hurt and in the hospital. This article doesn't really seem to say, but I'll read on. Police also said his mother is a sheriff's deputy with the Leon County Sheriff's Office and said Eichner used his mother's weapon in the killing. It doesn't say whether it was her service weapon or not. The suspect's mother, Jessica Eichner, has been an officer for over 18 years, and authorities said she has done a tremendous job in her position. I'll read on here and scroll down. Her service to this community has been exceptional. Leon County Sheriff... I'm sorry, there's like pop-ups in the way of me reading this. It's really annoying trying to read these articles because there's so many pop-ups on news websites. Her service to the community has been exceptional. Leon County Sheriff Walt McNeil said at the press conference, unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene, and we are continuing that investigation into how that weapon was used. The two people who were killed were not FSU students, so who knows what's going on with that. According to authorities, the area is still considered an active crime scene, and authorities believe that the suspect acted alone. So there wasn't two shooters. So correction on the last video, there was only one, I guess. Yeah, there was all sorts of... The rumor mill was going wild on this story for some reason. So there was only one shooter. This Eichner guy was the only guy. And authorities believe that the suspect acted alone. There is no further threat to our community at this point, Tallahassee Police Chief Lawrence Ravel said. Fox News Digital was at FSU on Thursday evening when a group of students held a vigil for those injured and killed during the attack. Pictures show several students kneeling at the scene of the shooting, which is still covered with yellow tape, as authorities continue their extensive investigation. FSU student William Schultz spoke to Fox News Digital on Thursday night about the incident, which unfolded while he was in the library. Yeah. Some people stayed in the library, but my instinct was, I see people running, I'm going to run with them. So I think all they really got here... is still a little early to be getting information. Like I said, I guess I'll have to keep keeping you guys updated on this, because this article doesn't really give anything new other than the few corrections I had to give. Yeah, they just got a bunch of witness testimony, which I don't know, I don't really think is important. I'd rather see like police reports and whatnot. Sometimes eyewitness testimony can be a little murky. Like, obviously, the article I read to you yesterday about the witness saying that there was somebody shooting, like, an automatic weapon out of a Hummer. Apparently, that didn't happen, even though it was reported by the news. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to give you on that, guys. But we at least know who the shooter is now, that it was only one shooter. He used his mom's gun. He was apparently the son of sheriff's deputies. Yeah, they don't really seem to have much more info on the situation here, but we'll keep you posted as the story develops. So anyway, on to some lighter news here for today's news. So apparently has the White House just admitted to having teleportation technology. Let's take a listen to this quick clip from Lieutenant General Steve Quast, I believe his name is. That's how you pronounce that. Let's see if I can actually start the video at the beginning here. Let's turn that up a bit so you guys can hear it. Alright, we got this quick audio clip. Alright. Let's see here. There we go.
Energy, the seed corn of all development, all growth, all survival, energy. So energy, transportation, information, and manufacturing, these are the things that change humanity, that will change world power, and they are descending upon us in ways that are very unique. The technology is on the engineering benches today, but most Americans and most in Congress have not had time to really look deeply at what's going on here. But I've had the benefit of 33 years of studying and becoming friends with these engineers and these scientists. This technology can be built today with technology that is not developmental to deliver any human being from any place on planet Earth to any other place in less than an hour. To deliver Wi-Fi from space, where you never need a cell tower to connect. To deliver energy from space, where you never have to plug your phone in, and it trickle charges, and you can use that energy over time. It can be applied to cars, to houses.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. Now, this clip that I just played is from 2019, so we will also take a look at this other clip here. This is a more recent clip of President Trump talking about weapons that we apparently have that have kind of this statement from President Trump seems to have sparked this conversation apparently. So I will see if I can find that quick. Play. Here we go.
And we're very powerful. This country is very powerful. Let me tell you, it's far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world that we have. More powerful than anybody, not even close. So nobody's going to do that, but I think that if that's what you're referring to, maybe it's not.
So I don't know if that necessarily means anything. I don't know how that statement really has anything to do with it, but or how it sparked this whole conversation around teleportation. But let's take a look at the news on this and see if we can get a little bit more information on how this whole conversation got started in the first place. Just give me a minute, guys. That. We got that and that. Just gotta wait for it to load here, as per usual. You guys know the drill by now if you're a regular on this show. Me and my internet issues. All right. This is from the Gateway Pundit. Whitehouse science chief says U.S. can manipulate time and space. Trump hints at secret weapon no one knows about. Secret weapons that nobody knows about. Alright. So, it says, in a bold and somewhat cryptic statement that's turning heads and raising eyebrows across the globe, White House tech chief Michael Kratsios. God, why do people have such hard last names to pronounce? He claimed the United States has cutting edge technology capable of manipulating time and space. He said Kratsios, who serves as director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, made the comment during a keynote speech at the Endless Frontiers retreat in Austin, Texas. Just weeks into his new role, Kratsios wasted no time painting a picture of American innovation that, if true, would in all likelihood place us light years ahead of our global competitors. Scroll down. We seem to have lost focus and vision, to have lowered our sights and let systems and structures and bureaucracies muddle us along, but we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance violated, cause things to grow and improve productivity. I'll never get over how some of these articles are written with not proper grammar at all. Let's see if I can play this video. Let's see if it'll let me. Without... No. I don't know if it'll let me play the video of... Oh, wait.
We seem to have lost focus and vision, to have lowered our sights and let systems and structures and bureaucracies muddle us along. But we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance annihilated, cause things to grow.
Yeah, obviously, there's just repeating what I already read there. Alright, while Kratsios' statements lacked specifics, no surprise given the likely classified nature of such tech, it lines up with something President Trump has hinted at for years, namely that the U.S. is holding advanced capabilities that the public has never seen, and as we heard in that last clip of Trump. Just last week, Trump told reporters, blah, 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 yeah, we already heard that. This kind of talk isn't without precedent. Since its inception in 1958, DARPA, the Pentagon's secretive research arm, has been quietly developing breakthrough technologies decades ahead of their time. Let's see, I'm trying to scroll down. From stealth aircraft and GPS to early internet infrastructures, DARPA's track record shows that by the time the public hears about these programs, they're already old news in classified circles. It's not a stretch to believe that far more advanced systems, possibly even those capable of bending time and space, are already deep in the pipeline. This isn't just about sounding futuristic, Krastios argued that America's technology leadership has been intentionally suppressed since the 1970s. That I completely agree with that. As a result of suffocating regulation and government overreach, obviously. It's why we haven't invented anything new in the past freaking 30, 40 years, because government has stopped. Because of government regulation, it's completely stopped all innovation in this country. Like our industrial age and the invention of the internet and everything and all that. Because of, yeah, like he says, like regulation and government overreach, I feel like we've kind of been stagnating here, at least since the early 1990s. And he says regulation, government overreach, a direct consequence of the left's long march through the institutions. The Biden administration, Krastios continued, failed on its own terms, led by a spirit of fear rather than promise. The old regime sought to protect its managerial power from the disruptions of technology while promoting social division and redistribution in the name of equality. They secured American technology poorly and failed to strengthen our leadership at all. Indeed. He pointed to artificial intelligence, biotech, and semiconductor development as areas with massive potential, especially if government agencies are forced to ditch the red tape and embrace innovation. Fuck yeah. A recent White House directive now encourages federal departments to maximize use of such technologies for infrastructure and beyond. Like, this is going to be an awesome thing. Like we could be. I always wondered, like when you watch old movies about the future and how they had like flying cars and like these giant, amazing, tall buildings with holographic projections everywhere on the street, like Blade Runner, Blade Runner. Like I always imagined that's what the future would look like as an adult when I was a kid, but you look at it and you're like, oh, it's 2025, and like, what cool thing do we really have other than, I guess, fucking stupid touchscreen phones, which is pretty unimpressive considering what we could be doing. Like, it's pretty unimpressive compared to a flying car. So, yeah, I totally agree with this guy. Like, we've purposely, by the government, been stagnating innovation because, yeah, like he said, people are like they run their whole ideas off of fear rather than like imagination and actually making really cool things. So if we get rid of that red tape and all this bullshit regulations, then we might actually be able to start like building shit, like there's lots of dangers in the shit, of course, but that's how innovation is done. Like, do you think the first airplane was like safe for humans to be testing out and flying? No, but we did it anyway, and now because of it, we're able to travel all over the world within a few hours. And you think the first person to get launched into space in the first spaceship ever made you think that was safe? No, man. But sometimes you gotta. It's like, I feel like sometimes people are always sacrificing freedom for safety, dude. Like, freedom isn't safe, man. Like, sometimes some of the greatest things that have ever been invented, it was a dangerous prospect. Going into space is a dangerous prospect. Could you imagine being some of those first astronauts? Like, there was a huge chance that they weren't coming back. They could have got stuck up there. The ship could have exploded on the way up, but you know what? Humans did it anyway. And because of it, now we have all these amazing technologies. Like, so there is no progress without risk, is what I'm saying. Um, Anyway, I'll guess I'll read on here. Krastios concluded his speech. It is the choices of individuals that will make the new American Golden Age possible. The choice of individuals to master the sclerosis of the state, and the choice of individuals to craft new technologies and give themselves to scientific discoveries that will bend time and space, make more with less, and drive us further into the endless frontier. Hell yeah, man. I totally agree. This is awesome. I think if the Trump administration and this guy here that's in charge of our sciences and technology division in the government, I think if he can get rid of all this regulation and stuff, this could be a cool time for America, man. Like Trump said, when he was elected, this could be this is the golden age in America here. This could be awesome. The possibilities are endless. But yeah, now a lot of people, because of all this being said, I suppose, a lot of people say this might even explain, like, what happened to flight MH370 back in 2014, which, for those of you who don't know, it was a plane that went missing and was allegedly seen disappearing in a video with 3 strange orbs flying around it. Now, we still don't know if these videos are real or if they were just AI generated, but I will show you them here if I can. Let's see if I can find it. So here's the first one here. We got the infrared version here. You see those orbs flying around and then it just boom, disappears. That shit's crazy. That is really crazy. So let's see if I can. Can't pause it. Okay, whatever. I'll just go on to the next video if I can find that here, because I also have another video here. I also have another video here of here it is without the infrared. Now, wow, it just with a flash of light gone. That shit's crazy. Every time I watch these videos, like, this is an old story, but because of everything we've been hearing on it lately, this story has kind of gotten brought back up into the news. I was really into this way when it first happened back in 2014. Yeah. It's crazy. Now, these videos haven't been confirmed or denied, for that matter. But it's an interesting prospect. We never know what weird kind of crap the government's doing behind closed doors, you know? But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you follow us on X and Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube. You know, join the pack. We're getting more and more subscribers every day, and I am loving it. And I appreciate every single one of you, my lovely, beautiful little wolf cubs. But stay tuned for our group show that we'll be doing later tonight. So I won't be doing a nightly show here at the Lone Wolf, but we will be doing our Wolfpack Media podcast with the rest of the boys later tonight. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you then. Peace.